Anybody? Lisa.
So I think based on how heated things have already gotten, that my topic should not be brought up at this particular meeting, and I'll save that for a future meeting. I do want to go over a couple of violations, just nothing to do with what Ken has reported, nothing to do with what Dwayne has seen, but just in the last 2 months, the violations that have happened within this select board. And of course, it applies to some more than others, but it doesn't really matter. You're a board, you're a team, you go in together and you come out together. So in February, it was noted that you spoke about non-confidential matters under an executive session under the employee statute. On March 10th, in an executive session, you invited a public member into executive session. Under 1 VSA 313B, the statute is clear on who can attend and for what purpose they can attend. The minutes and the meeting video from that same meeting do not reflect properly exiting the executive session. On February 24th, during executive session, no one has noted that Kate recused herself in the minutes of the meeting.
It's Katie. Thank you.
Katie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Katie. And GNAT video did not coincide with that same information. And the minutes were signed by all of you. 1 VSA 312B2 states that the minutes shall be signed and posted. All website minutes continue to say draft, so the public can't really tell whether these are actual draft minutes or whether they're, and this is not a new problem, this is just an existing one, whether they're the final signed versions after changes are made, because changes do get made sitting around the table. I had the same question about the quorum of 3 out of 5 based on the select board seats, not the number of members in the room. So I guess my question in that part was, did the paper get signed? If it did get signed, great, fine. I'd like to see a copy of it. If it didn't get signed and the actual vote didn't pass and you went and moved for an extension of time, again, that would have been something that should have been voted on, or a paper would have been drafted for that. I didn't see that either. If you have it, I'd love a copy. The bridge dam project was discussed for almost 30 minutes and it wasn't warned on the agenda. It's where the treasurer was discussing 1.6 million in special funds and available monies to support the balance the town would pay for the project. That item also should have been warned. There are many changes to the agenda versus the actual minutes of the meeting under 1 VSA 312D13B of the February 3rd meeting. There's miscellaneous errors, making motions, no seconding motions. Then if there was a second, then there was no actual vote. Again, that's February 3rd meeting. Motion to adjourn, but minutes reflect motion to exit executive session on March 10th. It made no sense. These were all minutes that were signed. Inadvertent violations of recording a meeting back in October was handled properly. It was noted, it was brought up at the next meeting, it was corrected, and there was a plan moving forward to not let that happen again. On November 5th, in and out of 2 executive sessions, the minutes were wrong and they were also signed. This is a complete disaster, the language, and yet they were signed. On the February 3rd meeting, again, sorry, agenda says WCA and select board, but it wasn't the WCA that was being discussed. This issue was about paying Alyssa Sabeto from Wyndham Regional, regardless of whether the town moved forward with the bridge project. And it was voted to reimburse Wyndham Regional and Alyssa for her time, which is very understandable. But again, the agenda item didn't reflect what was discussed and what was actually signed. Again, in March, executive session 1 USA 313A 1F is what you went in under, yet the council later explained that it wasn't to provide legal advice, which is what the statute calls for, but rather to ask how the select board wished to proceed with a resolution to an employee matter. Only 2 members were in that session, so no decision could be legally made anyway. Okay, October 28th, Select Board exited executive session. The minutes reflect the word entered, Select Board signed them. January 13th, exited again, no second, no votes, no motion, but there was a motion to exit, there was no second, there was no vote, and there was no action. On February 3rd, went into executive session without proper procedure or vote, went out with the same problem. 1 person recused herself and 1 select board member was not present for the meeting.
Okay, Lisa,
Yep, 1 more.
your 3 minutes are up.
Oh, okay, yep,
If
that's
you've
fine.
got a copy of it, please submit it to us, please.
Will do, absolutely. Thank you for your time.